jars, jokes, and random shit.
Jars.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Jokes and Random Shit, aka Jars.
Jokes and random shit.
I'm your boy Steve Oswavo,
And I'm Jamal.
and we are the best podcast in the game.
The best fucking podcast in the game.
But guess what?
What's up, bro?
Brought back one of our homies.
I know, right?
What up, though?
We got the Biscotti hottie.
The Biscotti.
Miss Call Casanova herself.
Let's go.
Cassandra Chapman.
We in here.
What's
Cass
going
back
on?
in here.
I'm
man.
excited to be back with y'all.
That's
What a
great.
vibe.
I know, man. I'm glad to have you back because the last time you was here, man, it was really, really good. So happy for you to come back.
Thank you.
Grace our presence.
It was all right until you start talking about grabbing people's asses and stuff. Damn.
Man, look,
Man,
man,
I'm
listen.
ass
At
grabber.
least this wasn't a surprise guest. At least, I didn't have to lock the doors or nothing.
Shit, after that, I almost wanted to lock her out because I don't know if I could trust her with these decision making.
I'm gripping that ass. I don't care who you are.
You will never
I
come
am
on
an
this bike
ass
talking
person.
spicy like that. How you feeling today, dog?
I'm good, man. It's another great day. I'm blessed to be in the land of the living, man, amongst my friends, amongst great people. I'm happy to be here talking about the randomest of random. I love it, man. How about you?
That was random that you used random twice
Why not?
like that. I mean, it wasn't
Whatever.
well thought out, but
Really?
yeah.
Okay. Well,
I'm alright though.
I think it flowed with the name of the show, but
I mean, right. The name of the show is
Yes, you my
called Jokes
friend.
and Random Shit.
Fuck this nigga. Well, don't act like
Wow.
till we get
Really?
a joke
Hey,
in there. It's
listen,
got to be
that.
random
It is,
shit.
it is what it is, mom.
Wow.
It is what it is.
After all this time, this how you really feel, huh?
I mean, I've been very consistent since day one.
Actually, you have been. I'm surprised I keep coming back to this,
And
baby.
you're gonna keep coming back.
Why?
All right. Until I get to that stature where I can really talk shit to you, then I'm about to be real spicy out here.
So you gonna be Skip Bayless?
I'm better,
Yeah, you Skip. I'll be Shannon.
more entertaining.
I'm gonna go somewhere else. Start my own shop. Be even more famous.
That's not fair. Don't leave me behind.
Oh, so now it's not fair. All right, Steve. Okay, why don't you talk about something interesting and get off of me?
Pause. Ladies and gentlemen,
If that's what you about, that's what you about. We don't judge around here.
Thank you, Kaz. Even though that's not what I'm about, I'm just saying.
I was gonna say, okay, you wanna roll with that, Jamal? Go right ahead.
I'm just saying.
Oh, we gonna have some fun with that. All right, go right ahead. But nah, in hood news, if I don't know if y'all keep up with Tiny Desk that often, but
Yeah.
Jeezy has released his Tiny Desk concert. I want to talk about that real quick, but also say I'm very disappointed. It had too many young, and I'm about to sound like an old head when I say this.
All right, here we
It
go.
had too many young people at it,
Mm.
and I understand they were from HBCU. I believe they were from Howard or some school, but they had too many young people who really weren't hype enough for me,
They don't know who he
and
is.
not hood enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like listening to it. I'm like, the reactions y'all giving, like Juvie was perfect. Cause everybody was in there was from the trap. They was about that life. They was around in the 90s when he was hot, when Hot Boys was hot. It was a whole Juvie feel. I'm like, it's Jeezy.
Mhm.
Like he's a hood legend. For our time.
He's a Detroit legend now.
Yes.
Yes, he
I don't know
is.
about Howard anymore. Like, what are they, 18? When's the last time he made anything
College
worth
kids.
listening to?
Yes.
Come on, you just come back to Detroit. Foxy, they're gonna turn up for you.
Yeah,
you
they gonna show out
Yeah.
for you. They always do whenever you come out here.
Yeah. But just the performance itself inspired me to ask y'all, who would be your ideal person for a Tiny Desk concert? Now, for me personally, mine already happened because Usher is my favorite R&B artist.
Watch this.
And he, hey, watch this.
Usher shut that down. Though.
Shut it down.
Oh, okay. I don't
Get
even know.
it.
I'm not going to hurt nobody's ears
Get
anymore.
it.
But that for me did it. Like, I don't need nothing else. And I didn't understand how much I needed Juvies at the same time, too. Because I was like, wait, I didn't know I knew so many Juvenile songs until he started doing it.
Okay, I only know the one, I think.
Oh, wow, Cass.
I don't know.
Okay.
I just don't know.
Speak your truth, Cass.
Okay.
Speak your
Well,
truth.
who's your artist? I think I can guess who it is, but who would your artist be?
I mean, my artist that I would ever want is. Can I mention like a deceased person?
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive?
I already know who you're going.
Whitney all day.
What song? What's her first
She's
song,
just-
Cass?
That's just my voice. Hers, of course. You gotta start it with "I Will Always Love
I
You."
knew you was going.
You gotta start it with a banger, and then whatever you want from me, I give you. Yeah, then you get into that, and then it just keeps rolling from there. I was also thinking, I was like the other day, if you could go back in time and just go to one concert, what would it be?
I wish I could have experienced Mike's.
Ooh,
Because to hear about the old heads when they talk about Michael Jackson
Yeah.
and like
performer,
prime time Mike,
entertainer.
Thriller Mike, which is actually the greatest album of all time because there's no skips. It's
Man.
literally the greatest album of all time. So to see him actually perform it, sign me up.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He would be my number one too.
It would be Mike or it would be Prince, one of the two. But I think that for me, like,
You really listen to Prince like that? Like,
Right.
I gotta ask this question because I don't think people in
that
our
skipped our
community,
generation.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think people in our generation really ask that. Did you really listen to Prince? Like, do you know Prince songs, or you just know the bangers that everybody else knows?
no, I know like Prince songs. I wasn't like I liked Mike better than Prince. So like
Oh, okay.
I would like Mike would be my answer.
Yeah,
But
I mean, to me, Prince is the better musician.
Well, yeah, I
Mike
mean-
is the better artist.
well, Mike couldn't play at all. Prince can play like
we don't know that.
Mike can't play.
Prince knew like what 50 instruments.
Something like that. Yeah,
Like,
he could play everything.
crazy.
He could play with damn near whatever he
But
wanted.
Michael
no.
could keep the crowd.
Yeah, Michael was a true entertainer. But Lionel Richie, like they had I think there was like the documentary on Netflix about that you know that song, that Heal the World song, when they had all those artists together.
Oh, We Are the World.
Yeah.
That was a nice
We Are the
documentary.
World.
Yeah.
That was nice.
But
Yeah.
Lionel Richie said that Mike gave him like a demo or whatever the song,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just him humming because he said that Mike can't play.
Mm.
So he would just hum on the tracks or whatever, but the tracks would just be like so like melodic or whatever. Like they could build it from that.
You know
So,
what
yeah.
got me in that documentary when Lionel was sitting there saying like he got animals just roaming through the house.
Dog!
Dude said he just got a snake, just like he came out because he wanted to hear you. Put that snake back, bro. Why the
Dog.
fuck you got a snake just hanging out? Just he wants to hear. He wants to.
Cass,
see
we
you.
was dying. My
fuck?
wife and I was on the couch watching that joint, and then when he said that Mike came out with the monkey or whatever, it was like. He was like, "Hey, like Bubbles wanted to say hi," and then Lionel was like, "Man, I don't want to play with your monkey, dog."
For real, for real. I ain't
They had
trying to play with your
dogs
monkey at
and
all,
monkeys
Mike.
in the
Yeah.
kitchen arguing. Like y'all just in the.
Listen,
Yeah.
the funniest thing that people mention is they said Mike wrote it a certain way, right? Mike and Quincy told whoever the white guy was that was like, I think right after Mike or right before Mike, and how he was supposed to sing his part, and he sang it the wrong way, and Mike face turned immediately like,
There
that
was
ain't
memes about
how
that.
I told you to.
That's not
sing
it.
So what are you doing?
Trash.
Absolutely.
They was in there fucked up. That documentary, they was in there
Absolutely.
drinking. They
Yeah.
was,
I said everybody was on drugs during that time.
he was just in the studio hot.
Boy, that
Hungry,
coke was
2 in the
different
morning.
back then.
Man, fly on the wall. If I could have been one.
Dog. A Michael Jackson Tiny Desk though.
Mm.
I don't think it would hit the same because I want to see Mike dance.
No,
like
bro.
Tiny Desk
His
is
voice
just like
was amazing.
No,
it
bro.
was.
Mike,
Voice.
like
It was.
Mike doing a set where it's like a cappella, like he's got like just like a guitar, maybe like a piano or whatever. Like he fuck you up. Like I know I know like the entertainer Mike. People want to see him dance and do all that
Yes,
stuff.
I want the full show. That's the only thing. That's the only reason I wouldn't want to see a Tiny Desk with Mike because I feel like it
his
would
voice.
never.
But his voice
His voice was
his
incredible.
voice could do it.
Well, his voice is very underrated because a lot of people will say, "Oh, he couldn't sing like that." I'm like, "What the fuck are y'all listening to?" Mike was actually very good at singing.
Very.
Yeah, a Mike Tiny Desk for me, man. It'd be kind of it'll be different. It'd be intimate though. But first of all, like everybody would be in there.
Yeah.
So
Any person that maybe is deceased that you not deceased, but any other person that you have in mind for a Tiny Desk?
I'm not sure if they've done this though, but Drew Hill.
That's actually a really good one. I wouldn't have thought about that.
I'd love a Drew Hill tiny desk.
I want a Kaylani.
Okay.
That's just my girl. I just want to see her.
Does she have enough hits for a tiny desk?
Fuck
though?
yeah. Kaylani is all up in that LGBTQIA community.
That's because you love her.
Now, we gonna turn up for some Kaylani, okay? She's got bangers. She got at least 5. But what do they do on the tiny desk? 6, 7 hits. She got enough.
She got enough.
Start off with Distraction.
Okay.
Out of here.
I was gonna say listen, all right. I know I said Usher, but
Who's your guilty pleasure, dog?
her?
Her.
Ooh,
Her.
but she has one.
I was gonna say I've already seen
Steve.
it too. So
Yeah. It's her for me. Her and SZA for me.
listen,
Jasmine Sullivan, her voice.
Yeah.
First off, Jasmine Sullivan, I can't say that over her.
Yes, you can.
No, but y'all know what I'm thinking. But Jasmine Sullivan, she definitely it. Boy,
She's like the one. Like, you don't want to fuck her up because she gonna bust the windows out your car.
Right.
But then she's gonna love you at the same
but
time.
I want
Yeah.
that
She
toxic
want-
shit.
yeah.
You know, toxic ain't necessarily bad.
Sometimes you want that. Sometimes you want them to
Yeah.
get
You
kind
know,
of crazy over.
If you ain't never experienced a little bit of crazy in life, have you really lived?
Like, it's like I always say, man. What's life without a little bit of anarchy?
Just a little.
just a tiny dash.
All right.
That's disheartening because I haven't gotten to an argument in a very long time. I don't argue in relationships. I don't turn up. Oh, you want to go fuck around? Go fuck around. Bye.
You don't say that though.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave. And I'm not gonna I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna bust the window. If that's what you want to do, go do it. You have the free will to do whatever you want to, but I can also leave.
And that's
And
where
I'm not gonna argue with you.
and that's where I think a lot of people get mixed up. They always think they have to accept stuff instead of realizing like you don't have to take this shit.
You don't have to.
You can make a choice to leave.
It's like 8 billion people in this world. I
True.
can find another one.
What's your birthday, Kat?
November 25th.
Yeah, you a what? Sag?
Sagittarius.
Okay.
Yeah, I can cut you off real
Cut you
quick.
off, just
and
disappear.
Bye.
Cut that bitch off.
Who was that? I don't even know who that was.
What happened to such and such? Who?
And I will walk past you like I don't know you.
The sad part is I've been around her before where I seen her do that to somebody. I'm like, but we know them. No, we don't.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Never mind. Let me
Like,
just
ain't
learn.
that? She be like, no.
Keep walking.
Yeah.
That ain't them.
Look, speaking of turmoil, there's a lot of turmoil going on in the city right now due to chime time coming to fuck up Detroit.
My God.
Listen, let me just say this right now. A lot of people have an issue with him because he's being very honest and blunt. He's giving his opinion on the food. So let me just
Which is
start off by
always
saying
negative.
yes. And if you follow time, he keeps it 100. If your food is really good, he's going to say it's really good. If it's mid, he's going to say it's mid. But if it's bad, he's going to say it's bad. And he tries to look out for us. And when I say us, y'all know what I mean, black people. But the dude ain't going to lie. He's just like Keith. But that dude is very blunt about his
My
feelings.
only thing with him is that he just been here forever.
Go home.
Like, go home. Just go. Just I
Listen.
appreciate your candor.
He
I
ain't
appreciate
going
your
nowhere.
truth. I appreciate
Does he
you
live
coming
here
out
now?
here and tearing our food up. But just go home, bro. He been out here for like 3 months.
Where
Ma,
are you
he-
staying? Are you in a hotel this long? Like,
Are you sleeping in your car, fam? Because like some of them videos, Brody
what's
looking.
going on?
Listen, he got a pair of buffs. He ain't going nowhere.
Man, go ahead.
Man, stop it.
All right, he already Detroit Fest.
We
You got
be
the
giving out
Jags,
buffs
the
like
buffs.
it's candy.
Bro, I'm
Greg,
saying like they be
you
giving.
got golf.
Cass.
You got Dan
Cass.
Campbell. Man,
giving-
y'all just get them
We
bitches
giving
away.
out buffs like
First
Halloween
off,
candy.
y'all gave that bum Matthew Stafford buffs. Anybody
He
can
do
get
shit.
buffs.
That wasn't
He
me,
ain't
bro.
do shit.
I'm just
That
saying.
wasn't me.
Y'all gave that bum Matthew
Ain't
Nigga
Stafford.
nobody
left
gave-
and won a Super Bowl.
Ain't nobody gave
Come
no
on
Matthew
now.
Stafford
Take them
no-
back.
No buffs,
Talking about
nigga.
Detroit Rams. Y'all sound like some suckers
outta here.
right now. All right.
Yeah, stop. What else did we have, bro? Nothing.
Y'all had a team. Y'all had your own team room for another city from a bum who used to play for y'all that took y'all nowhere and then supporting
Steve,
this whole other city and
Steve,
team.
what else did we have to look forward to, bro?
Man, y'all some bum ass fans, dog.
What are you talking about?
Excuse me? Excuse me?
What?
But back to Chime. Like, have y'all been to any of the places that he
Hell
maybe
no.
said was bad?
Hold on. How you go
Yeah.
to the Pantheon and don't get lamb chops?
Yo,
Bro.
I
You went in there for some
never
wings?
comment on any influencer's page Like I usually I just like the video, repost the video, but I literally had a comment that because it took everything in me, I kept yelling at the screen. You got all this food from Pantheon
And didn't get the lamb chops. Yep.
What are you doing? Why are you wasting your time?
You wasted it at 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Go home.
Go home, sir.
Go home, Steve. Go home.
Go home. Yeah, he reviewed the fish station that's like right around the corner from the crib.
Yeah.
And they accept like, bridge cards or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he went in there and said the food was mid. He said somebody recommended that place to him. I was like, I don't know who recommended that place to you.
That's
like,
another
that's,
thing too.
Come on now.
I'm like,
That's-
who
you don't go
recommended
there to
these
get no food.
goddamn places to you? Like, where do you see these in the comments? I did not see.
He went to
somebody say
starters.
that.
He went to starters and
Nah,
tore them up.
Nah, I love it.
I was
love
laughing.
it.
I tore them up,
I'm
man. They get some
still
big
laughing.
portions. I don't
It-
care
it
what their
depend-
food tastes like.
Well, if we're going to be real, as real Detroiters, we know there's a difference when you go to different locations. So there's the downtown one, there's a Southfield one, and the original one on Plymouth. The original one on Plymouth slaps all day. The one downtown probably has the best bar. The one in Southfield is only eat there if you're truly hungry, because you might get good service that day, you might get bad service. You might get your food cooked properly. You might not even get the food that you ordered. They like 50-50. But overall, if you go to the original one on Plymouth, you usually walk out happy.
But that's not the one he went to.
I know. That's why I said when I saw the review, I was like, get in Southfield ass. Because it's been too many times they done messed me over, and my food wasn't even right. So I got beef with them personally.
My thing, I think it's funny how people are getting in the comments and like battling this nigga just because he's like here just trying out the food.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's hilarious.
But it's also bringing insight to thinking about, like, where do we really have good places to take people to? Like, have y'all ever thought about when somebody come from out of town and you're like, oh, show me Detroit, or show me some good restaurants in Detroit? Like, what would be besides Coney, what would be like your ideal places to take them and like try to experience?
In the city?
Yeah. A Detroit town.
Well, we're older now, so I wouldn't even say Coney. I wouldn't say any
I know.
of these
I'm just
places. I'm
saying, like, if
all
they
right, let's
wanna-
go down to the evening bar. Let's
Yeah.
go down to, I'm not trying to get these places no credit, but like the rooftop spot, something.
Yeah,
with
go
a
down to
vibe. Godfrey.
go down to the Godfrey, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, like they got the joints in the casinos. You can go down there if you don't want to be in the city. You can go outside the city, Metro Detroit. You can go to Birmingham or something like that. They got all
The
that.
casinos have a good area for food too, so a good food court.
Being that we're in our 30s now, where do we hang out? Because
Okay.
where are we at?
That makes it so tough for me because, as y'all know, almost a full year with no drinking, no smoking. So almost coming up on that.
Woohoo! Congratulations.
Yeah. It's been weird because I'm like, I still like social settings and like being out, but it's like places like the Godfrey. Like, I'm more into places with good scenery, good vibes, and good music. So it's like lounges are becoming my thing more and more now. But I'm also the friend that's like, hey, you say pull up, we can chill at your house, just listen to music and chill and eat some
Yeah.
food. I'm good with that too. Like, I don't need to go out as much anymore. And I'm even more so okay with staying my black ass at home.
Okay.
Because like I told people on social media, once my socks are off,
Mhm.
it is over.
This nigga called me the other. Steve, you coming out? Well, Cass, I took my socks off. I said, oh, that's just like our bra. We ain't going nowhere. I said, all right, bro.
Once my socks are off, I'm not moving out of my house.
Man, I don't even go out no more, bro. I'm gonna be completely honest, man. Like my nights out will be any time where the kids weren't involved.
Yeah.
So we can have the kids go to their grandparents and we'll go right back home
Mm-hmm.
and just sit in silence.
That sounds peaceful.
Like that is like an ideal night for us. So it's like I'm with you. When my shoes is off, if like I'm at home and I'm in like I have like not like I'm wearing sweats right now, but I got these pair of sweats that are like the in-home sweats.
Everybody's
like
got 'em.
your most comfortable pair of sweats.
The big boy.
When those joints are wrapped around my legs, I am not going anywhere. We could have plans for that day, but I messed around and gotten those sweats. We canceling.
Hey,
Yeah.
We not going to work.
Don't let it be a marathon or something that you like, or a movie coming on. It's like random. You get into it. You've seen that a million times, but it's like for some reason in that moment you are not leaving.
I mean, social settings are great, but sometimes you just want to be at the crib.
Hey,
like-
and you know what I understand more as an adult now too? Pulling up to your crib and not moving out of your car.
just
And,
sitting
like,
in the
just
car.
sitting
You
in the
can't
car.
do that now, man. There's too many shootings out here. You can't just sit in your car no more. We don't do that. Get out your cars. Disclaimer: get out the car.
Okay, she does have a point. Don't just be sitting in your car all day. But it's those moments. I guess it's more so like, especially if you got a family and stuff, like, and you gotta walk or you live with somebody. You need a second to yourself to like get yourself together before you get into the mode of being dad, mom, or like taking care of you know, like when you watching your son and stuff, it's like you need a minute. Like
You
when
need a minute. Go to sleep.
when he leave and go, like you like
Back
woo.
to his mom's house. I'm like, all right, I love you, baby.
I'm about to say,
I love you.
do you not take a deep breath
I
and
do.
say,
As
Woo.
soon as I get back in the house, I'm like,
Absolutely. Because kids drain every ounce of
Yes.
energy that you have, man. And it's not their fault.
Mm-mm.
They just
You love them so much. They your favorite little best broke friend, but
love
God
him.
damn,
Yeah.
sit your ass down. Nigga.
it's just like, what do you
I'm big into taking naps.
Whoa.
Go ahead.
Listen,
Put that iPad down in
I
this bed.
I have tried my best not to fall for the nap trick. I don't know what it is. That little person, she likes to snuggle, and I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna cuddle with you every time. I don't even cuddle with your mama, or I don't like cuddle with people. Period. When I'm going to sleep, but she likes to snuggle
Get
up
right
to
up
me
under
and
you.
everything. Then I feel like out of nowhere, my eyes start getting heavy. And I'm on my phone. I'm thinking I'm watching videos, and then next thing you know, I wake up like an hour later, like, what the fuck happened?
That's that.
Yeah.
Do it.
I was supposed to be washing clothes, cleaning the kitchen, doing all these things.
Me and D'Anthony will take a nap together. If I'm tired, get your butt in this bed. We're going to sleep. We're going to sleep. I have a new respect for full-time parents, though.
Yeah.
So, I'm a stepmom, right? So I get them every Thursday, Friday, right? Those 2 days is just like, oh boy, I don't know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I had to do that 7 days a week, oh, no, I can't do it.
Something happens when you have kids to the point where it's just like the stuff that you thought that you couldn't do, you could do. It's just that the huge sacrifice of the stuff that now you don't do.
Yeah.
Like you cannot do the stuff that you were doing when you have kids running
just
around.
watch Law and Order all day.
I was going to
It's
say,
too
actually, Jamal, you said it when I first had my daughter. You was like, you going to learn.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
just like, because I always ask you questions. How am I supposed to do this? What am I supposed to do here? What am I supposed to? You like, bro, just chill. You're gonna figure it out. And it always takes me back, and that's why I love talking to new parents and stuff. It's like when the nurses say, "All right, see you later." That first time when they leave the room with y'all two alone with the kids, it's like, "Whoa, wait, what the fuck you doing? Hold on, I need you here.
I need you here. Where are you going?
Assist us. We don't know what we're doing. This person. Hold on, we just met them.
Did I change his diaper right?
Oh,
Did I put it on
listen.
backwards?
My daughter is the first diaper I've ever changed in my life. So it was like the weirdest. I'm like, do I wipe this way? Do I wipe that way? How do I put on this
Front
diaper?
to back.
The first night outside of the hospital when we got home with our son, and he's on that little boppy pillow, that little pillow, or whatever.
Yes.
And we had him on the couch, and we were standing back just looking at him like, what are we doing? Like we're just sitting there just like, so what happens now type of thing. And then in my mind, I really thought that a nurse was going to knock on our door and be like, okay, we're going to take him. Like I was sitting here like, when does the nurse come to take the kid? Like it was to the point where it's like the thought of, are you going to stay or go comes because now
Fight or flight.
Fight or flight. Because it's like, this is one night of many. Like, can you do this, sir? And I said, I'm like, yeah, man, I can do this. I can do this.
Weirdest moment I ever had is a realization if I understand why people run away.
Mm-hmm.
Because that immediate thought of the responsibility you have for this little person, dude, it like
Tremendous.
it's immediate too.
It hits you like
It's
a
like,
sledgehammer.
Yo, it's like, oh, I really gotta care for you for the rest of your life.
Yep.
Like each night, I gotta make sure you do this, make sure you do that, make sure you do this, make sure. And there's no days off. I gotta make sure you eat every day. I gotta make sure you sleep. I gotta make sure you're able to do this. Go to your doctor's appointments. Get these shots. Get all this stuff, just to get by one day maybe, and then do it again another day. And it's like, oh shit, 18 years. No, it's more than 18
more than
years.
that.
The rest of
The rest
your
of your
natural born life, you have to do these things.
But I appreciate the people who know that they can't do it.
Yeah.
So, but the right way. Not the crazy ass ones that's out here like you want to just shake them a little bit.
Yeah.
But the ones that are just like, I know I'm not able to do this. Let me find some help.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's okay to ask for it. You don't have to be superhero all the time.
Man, like
You know?
there's like for me, like there was nothing like more triggering than like a newborn baby's crying because it was so shrill and
Piercing.
like it felt like a nail going right through the like I couldn't do that. So for both my babies, when they were like really, really, really little and they were crying to the point where like sometimes I had to literally leave like the room and just go out here and I'll be like, yeah, I can't. Can you go in here and assist? Because it's just something about it where it's just like you can see why you have to be very careful with, you know, who's caring for your children, those people who can't identify that. And then all of a sudden, you know, they be like shaking, you know, the babies and stuff like that, because it's like, it's a real thing to the point where it's like, nah, like I can't be here. You know, I'm just like, it's been a long day. Now I got this baby and it's not the baby fault. The baby don't know how to communicate. So it's just like one of those things, like you sit and you just have to learn how to coexist with the child and learn to love the child and learn to be, you know, a parent.
You said something in there that hit me. Who are you getting to watch your kids? It is scary as a parent.
Yes.
You know, you never know. School. I mean, come on, we live in America. School, a big one. You're wondering, is the daycare teacher treating them the way they're supposed to be treated?
Yeah.
You take your kid to get a better education at some of these schools. Now, I mean, I love my DPS because I was a product of one. But let's face it, other cities have better schooling systems, okay?
Yep.
But then are they treating our kids the way that they treating all these other white kids in here? So then you have to think, it's just scary as a parent.
Yeah,
You know?
it is.
We live too much
The
to know
thing
that there's terrible out here.
Yeah, man.
So I struggle with that big time, but I had to have my own like epiphany with that. It's like in life, they're gonna have to face some adversity anyway. And I know like sending a kid to a school like DPS or something, there'll be more of us there. And there's great DPS schools and everything. But why not take advantage of a better education, a higher learning education? And it's like, yeah, we want our kids to have some balance. We don't want you to be the super suburban kid or forget that you're black and stuff like that. But it's like, we don't all have to be the same to be successful in life. We don't all have to come from this background to be accepted. Because one thing we learn through life is that not everybody's going to be a fan of you. Not everybody's going to give a damn about you. And you should not care about everybody's opinion of you.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, the only person you're going to answer to is God. So, like, once you get to that point of maturity and understand, like, you control what's happening, it's not somebody else controlling what you're doing every time, and you putting yourself in the best position to be successful and putting your children in a better position to be successful too, that's all you can do. Because what you want to offer them is a better life than what you had before.
Right.
Like I told the joke on here before, my aunt called me a Metro Detroit father. At first, I took it some type of way. And then I thought about it. I was like, why the hell are you mad at that? Like, you mad because you're in a better position? Your child is in probably has a better opportunity than you had starting off and what she's experiencing. Like my kids already been out the country. I didn't go out the country my first time until I was like 24, 25. My wife told me one day when we was talking about the trip, she said, I told her Paris was the number one location I wanted to go to because I thought the Eiffel Tower was the greatest thing ever created and I wanted to see it in person one day. She said to me, why not go see it? I said, I didn't think it was possible. I really legit, coming from the background I came from, didn't think I would ever be able to go see something like that.
Seems impossible
She
to get
said,
there.
all right, the tickets is this much. This how much it costs to get there. Let's go. And we booked that trip and went. That trip has changed so much of my mindset in my life that, you know, my daughter has been out of the country, 2 times now or once or twice now, and then has already traveled to multiple states. Like, and she's just 3. So it's like I'm making sure like she never thinks like that. I don't ever want her to think like that's not possible or this can't be obtained. If you work hard enough, you put yourself in position, most things can be obtained or at least work for it to get there. But
it's not that hard to leave. Like I get the situation of like being where you're at, growing up in the place and being it kind of like that demarcation. But if you really think about it, it's not that hard to leave that situation. Meaning, let's say you came up in the hood and things like that, but that's all you know. But the thing is, like, the world is so much bigger, and it doesn't cost as much as you think to leave that situation. You know, so it's like I love that for you, by the way. Like, I'm very happy that you brought that up to the point where it's like, I can do this. I can travel. I can go see the Eiffel Tower in person. And you brought your offspring with you to show the example that she can do it too. Representation is everything. And the fact it's just like, we can do that. It's we can do anything. And when you get just for me with my kids, when I got past the point of, okay, do I really still want to be this thing? But that's one thing that I feel like all parents should do. They should, if not necessarily live through their kids, but be able to aspire to do things that they personally did not do when they were kids.
100%.
Like for me, I never been to Disney. Okay, never been to Disney.
Too fucking expensive.
Too expensive, right? Mom never took us to Disney. I confronted my mom as an adult, and I was like, Ma, why you never take us to Disney? She was like, not that it was too much money. She said, we didn't think y'all wanted to go. And that struck me a kind of way because I was like, what kid don't want to go to Disney? You know what I'm saying? So that's, for me, that's one thing that I'm trying to do. Like, I want to take the kids to Disney. And I was waiting for them to get a certain age so they would actually appreciate the money that daddy's spending to take them to Disney. Like, I could have took them, they would have been like 1 year old and stuff like that. And they'll be like, oh, look, it's Mickey. And they barely can hold their head up.
Bobblehead kid.
Right. You know, it's like I want to be at an age where it'll be a core memory for them. And then they can come back and tell their friends like, yeah, we went to Disney and stuff like that. So I think that's very important.
Yeah. All right.
And you showing your daughter how to not let some punk ass little boy tell her some certain things. Like, I'm already versed in this. I done traveled, okay?
My daughter is going to have so much game by the time boys start liking her. It's going to be, I'm going to feel bad for the boys because she's going to be running game on them. All right. The one thing I'm going to make sure she's not is a dummy. All right. And not falling for these stupid, toxic games that guys play. And it's just so much BS that can be avoided if men and women work together a little bit more. And then also, too, I understand the importance of having men and women in your life or your father and mother in your life because it's some game that your dad going to be able to teach you as a woman and it's some game that your mom going to be able to teach you as a man. Because my mom, like, my respect for women is at, a crazy level because of my mom, because how much I respect her. And then also how much she always emphasized how to respect women. Don't call women bitches and hoes and out of their name and stuff like that. Like, but a certain game I didn't get from my dad as a man that I wish I appreciated. And I feel like it's always those core areas where people are missing certain things. Like I always say, if you want to learn about a person, go back to where they started. So go talk to their parents. Go talk to the mom or dad or whoever truly raised them, because it might not always be the person in their household. It might have been grandma. It might have been auntie. You can learn a lot about who they are, how they communicate with you, and how they operate and decisions that they make just based on that alone.
Yeah.
So, like me, I as a man, great with women because I've mainly been raised around women. I don't know how y'all operate necessarily, but I have a better understanding of women and more, I guess, sympathy or empathy for y'all sometimes with certain things where people be trying to bash y'all. I was like, nah, you gotta look at the other side because y'all be on some bullshit too. But as a man, it's like certain things I'm still learning. Like we was talking about Home Depot a few episodes ago, and I'm like, dude, I wish I had my dad here to just take me to Home Depot and tell me about what these nails are for and these different types of woods and stuff like that. That's why when Jamal was talking about representation, I'm super serious about that. Like I only operate certain ways around my daughter. There's certain things I'm not going to allow around her, and certain people, like, you know, I will never judge a person for who they are, but that doesn't mean I have to have my daughter around it.
Listen here, Steve. You said you don't want your daughter around my son. Listen, I take
That's because he light skinned with green eyes.
Saying with a grain of salt, my
Come
guy.
on, you want your daughter around? If your friend had a son around your daughter, he light skinned with green eyes, already gonna be a problem.
I mean, can he sing?
That's what I'm hoping.
Is he a singer or a dancer?
Because if that boy can sing, he never coming around.
I'm about to get him.
I'm just the little nigga. Is he into poetry? Like,
I hope so.
Oh no!
If he get anything of his mama,
flirtatious.
Casanova the Biscotti Hottie in a male little version, and I'm hoping he's somewhat like me when he grows up.
I was gonna say
your daughters, man.
He's yes, yeah, man. He's already gonna be. You see who his mama is. So you see the problem. So you think I want my daughter around him? No.
Listen, but if they grow up together, then it's like
they can grow up. They can be homies for life. Yes,
there
family.
We go. So we got to get them active in the beginning.
That could be her big
brother.
Because
I can't say nothing when they like 15, 16, and now we just now introducing them to each other. That's a whole nother standpoint right there. Okay,
myself.
They would be like, look, listen here, go ahead.
All right, let your auntie Cass get you beat up.
All right. So I take that with a grain of salt. What you saying?
Oh, whatever. This ain't happening, Cass. All right.
But Steve, man, you said something about wishing your dad would have took you to Home Depot and things like that. Yeah. You know, you can do that with your daughter, though, right?
That's why I said. That's why it's so
do.
important with, like, I want to teach her that type of stuff. Like, even though, like, ideally I would want a boy where I can teach him, like, all right, just the man shit I ain't learned growing up because my dad died when I was really young, but I'm like, nah, this stuff I want to teach my daughter to be able to do herself too.
Change a tire.
She ain't gotta depend on the man for none of that.
Teach her how to change a tire, check her oil, change her oil.
Man.
Nah, we ain't changing oil. You can
change
to
the
oil place.
Well, that's fine.
But it's a lot of other stuff I'm definitely intending to show her.
Let her know what color like transmission fluid is.
Oh yeah, I definitely
radiation fluid and all that
Listen, I was working on something at my house, and she loves to get the hammer for some reason. I'm like, damn, you just want to beat on things. But now I'm thinking, like, should I buy her a little tool belt or something?
Yeah,
like,
man.
Why not?
My dad just bought me my first one. Well, when I went into my apartment,
yeah,
what was I, 30 or something like that? I asked my dad to put up my bar shelves. And so a dude came in with a whole tool kit. He was like, you just need this in your house. Do it. I don't know what half of the stuff does, but I mean, teach her how to do it.
All right.
I remember when I bought my first drill, like my first drill, and I was like, now I can build stuff. Now I can build stuff. But yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna wrap it up here tonight. But this is great conversation, man. We talked a lot about children. We talked about aspirations. Cass,
talking about the kids. We love the kids.
We love the kids.
We love the kids.
Cass, thanks so much for dropping by again. You know, we're going to have you on here a bunch of times.
Let's do it.
Tell them what your socials is. Where can they find you?
Biscotti Hottie.
Biscotti Hottie. Hashtag call Cass. But no, you can find me, Cassandra_Chapman. I am your local real estate agent. So come on, find me.
The Biscotti Hottie. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to hear me and Steve ramble on about random topics of your choosing, make sure y'all hit us up. Leave a comment in the comment section. If you're not following us, if this is your first time listening to us, or you've been listening to us for a while and haven't been following us, go on ahead. What are you doing? Get on there. Make sure you're following us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, whichever channel you are using to listen to this podcast right now. We need your support. Make sure y'all are following us on our socials. We could be found on Instagram and Facebook at JarsPod. You can find us on TikTok at Jokes and Random Shit. That's shit spelled SHXT. Make sure you're following me and Steve on our personal socials. You can find me at J Hines Comedy. Yep. You can find Steve at MIT_Steve O.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's all we got for y'all. We love you. We thank you for your support. Cass, thank you so much for dropping by again.
Squad up. Listen, we always going to have some great guests on here. We're going to share as much information as we can. We want to make sure we have some more focused podcasts to share more information for our community to help uplift each other, and then also bring on some business owners and share their information. You know, have some businesses, some relationships that we develop, and you know, just try to help us.
But mainly just the jokes and the randomness of random. I'm just playing. No, we gonna have that stuff on there, but we want to make sure that we give it back to our communities.
I was about to say, y'all need me to come over here. How do you buy a house? Listen, conventional loans, FHA. I got you.
There we go.
Oh, we gonna bring you on for a pot for that shit. Let's get it.
Yeah, we gonna,
because I need a
Let's
house.
elevate our community. Sometimes it's a thing. As us, we don't know how to buy a house. We taught you how to do it.
Because I'm gonna need a trap house soon. When we become real big, that's when I'm gonna be able to invest.
This guy gonna be on BMF.
Hey. Hey, 50, put me on, baby. I'm ready. All right, I'm ready. But no, thank y'all for listening. Come back next week. Jokes and Random Shit. We out.
Peace out.